Antonio are the two teams to beat for the reasons I mentioned earlier. Unbelievable experience coming back. Does experience success? No. But would we rather go into it each year as a head coach with guys that have already been out there and they've done it in conference and out of conference and they've proven they can play winning football than not? Of course you would. So I just think it's going to be a heck of a race. I think it's going to be fun. I have tremendous admiration for all the coaches in this conference. I think we all feel that way. It's not some phony company line. These are real leaders. These are real mentors. These are real guys that are leading Conference USA in our conference, and it should make for a great race.
When you look over to the east, Cato, with what he was able to do last year,
yeah.
Third in the country in touchdown pass behind Carr, who drafted and the Heisman winner, so not too shabby. Do you think that he might be able to creep into that Heisman discussion possibly with a really solid year?
Yeah, I mean, preseason, during the season, postseason, if he stays healthy, any of the awards that are out there and honors that are available for a quarterback, he should be in the mix for that. We didn't play him last year, but we sure saw him on tape a lot. And I've watched his career and seen the things he can do. He is a dynamic football player. And everything Doc has said, he's just a tremendous young man too, which is pretty neat. But he's a special guy, amazing. And I got a feeling if he stays healthy, he'll be in the hunt for every award that's out there. He is really, really good player. When you've been there as long as I have, you have a lot to compare it to. A lot of real good quarterbacks are either on our teams that I was a part of or coached against them. And he's one of those real special guys.
When you look, in the future to where Conference USA may end up, where do you think that might be your personal opinion on what the future holds in this conference?
It starts with leadership. You got a really outstanding commissioner, Britt Banowski. We go back many years. I've known him since he was an assistant commissioner in the Big 12, and I was at Iowa State for 12 years. We got a really, really good lineup of coaches, I mentioned earlier. The TV package is unheard of in Conference USA. Here's North Texas last year. North Texas, 11 of our 13 games we played were on either regional or national television. Uncharted waters, but a whole bunch of that obviously was because of Conference USA. Then we got hot, and we were a good team to watch, and we were fun to watch, and next thing you know, you're on TV. I think all but one of our games already preseason have already been announced, like everybody else in our conference is getting all these TV opportunities. Bowl tie-ins, bowl destinations, academic success, the geographic location of our conference, the rivalries that can be developed and built. I just think it's an outstanding time to be part of this conference, and we should be really proud of what we've got here, and the future is really, really bright.
And Sergeant Bushfield said, wants to eventually try to get into 16 with the Power 5. Wow. And your how realistic do you think that of joining the top 5 conferences?
Yeah, I mean, it sure be something that would be great if we could all be a part of it. It'd be fun. Love to see it. Don't know if it's going to happen in my career or my lifetime, but I sure love to see that. And it's up to us on a daily basis to build programs that would have a chance to be considered for that opportunity. And that's a responsibility, and that's the challenge that's out there for all of us.
What specifically, I know build a program, but what specifically do you think, is it a process of trying to schedule as many games to get competition and prove yourself that way?
Right. You got first of all, you got to have great attendance. We all need work on that. We all need to get more people in the stands, put a good product, a good team out there to support, have success against intersectional, non-conference teams when you're going against Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC, Pac-10, have some success, have some wins, have some landmark victories, and then constantly keep promoting and marketing the special conference that we have and the people that are involved in this conference. So if we're not going to, who's going to? And we should, because we have a great thing to be a part of here and a great thing to sell for the future. So there are going to be a lot of eyes on this conference, and this is good for all of us.
That's all I got, Coach.
Okay, good, man. Thanks. Good job.
Yep. Coach. A couple more questions.
Yep, sure.
All right. Last year, successful season. You set the bar high. What's the mindset? How do you go from that into this coming season?
Well, you know that you got to be realistic, and that we've got a lot of guys on our team that are going to have new roles, bigger roles. Some of them had no roles last year. Some of them had a small role. Some of them had a good role, but they need to be much better in their role. So all that stuff's got to happen, and that's about coaching and development, and taking guys to places they can't take themselves. But that's a fun thing. That's an exciting thing. It really is. And We have lots more questions and answers right now on our team, obviously, when you lose the guys that we lost. But we also haven't been sitting around twiddling our thumbs the last 3 years. We feel like we've worked hard at the recruiting and hopefully have a good base and nucleus of guys coming back that can help us win again.
Just going back to that bowl win last year, what was it like to play in the heart of Dallas in front of, like, Mean Green Nation, 30,000 strong right there?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Amazing. It was my 21st bowl as a coach. One of the most gratifying seasons I've ever been a part of. And when guys have never been to a bowl game, won a bowl game, none of them had ever been part of a winning season. To do those things and reach that landmark, it was monumental. It was great. I was so happy for those guys, and I'll always cherish it. I'll always remember it. I'll always be proud of it. But it's time to move on too.
Okay. Question you've been asked about before, and, you were talking about what's going on in San Antonio, of course, over in Houston with Rice. What is it about those two teams that you have, them circled?
I just think when you start talking about more starters than anybody in college football coming back, Larry Coger's a proven winner. They were bowl eligible last year, even though there wasn't room for them to go to a bowl game in the bowl lineup because of just coming into the conference. David Bailiff is respected by everyone in college football. He's got a real good nucleus coming back and a proven system of guys that know how to win and know how to get it done. And when you're the champion until someone knocks you out of that spot. But I've been there as a national champion. Until someone knocks you out of that, you're the champion. But I just think it's going to be an exciting race, a fun one. You got coaches that aren't taking any shortcuts. Everybody's doing it their way, the right way. But it should make for, I think, a tremendous season and a lot of fun. And the good news is, because of the new TV contracts, the whole country gets to watch more and more and more Conference USA football.
The parity just kind of makes West wide open again. The question there is, do you think you had the defense again to really kind of take advantage of some of this? I think your defense really helped you out last year.
Oh, it did. We were 8th in the country in scoring defense and turnovers and the big plays we made and some game-changing plays. And so obviously today we're not as good as we were at any time last year on defense. But we've got some good young players. The good news is I've got all 3 of my coordinators back, special teams, offense, and defense. So the leaders of those units come back with the same system. So that continuity really does help. But we got to fit the pieces in now, and there's a lot of new pieces. But it's exciting too, because there's a lot of guys right now, as we sit here, that think they can help us play. And they feel like that position is really wide open, and that starting position and that playing time is wide open. That usually makes for a real exciting camp.
All right, awesome.
Okay, buddy. Thanks, Eric. Good job, man. Thank you.
Hey, Donnie Yonick here from the Donnie Sport Football Show.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, and for the first time ever, I've been doing this show for a while, and I've been in the Metroplex for a while. I've never featured North Texas.
Wow. How about that?
And I caught you guys on the ground. I was gonna say not on the ground floor, but heading up the elevator.
Yeah.
What a season you guys had last year. I mean, winning records and a bowl game, which you didn't have to go out of town for, just a little short drive.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you've been, you've been on 21 bowl teams that went to bowl games.
Yeah.
And this is like the most satisfying one. And in what ways was it satisfying for you?
Well, just guys that had never experienced anything like that, and it was their hope and their dream and their goal to do that sometime before their careers ended. So those seniors that finally rode off to that final sunset in their career at North Texas, they'll take that with them the rest of their lives. And as I see all these seniors the last few months, I rarely see one without a hat that says bowl game, Heart of Dallas Bowl t-shirt, Heart of Dallas Bowl slacks, pants, sweatsuit. They're so proud, and that's what's all about. It's the reward, it's the payoff, it's the memories that you make and those tangible things you have the rest of your life. This big, beautiful bowl watch that they never had. They see friends in the state of Texas wearing them because they've gone to other bowl games, but not my guys. And finally, my guys got to go and win one.
That's so sweet. That's so great. You came here from Iowa State. I mean, time has gone, 4 years in your fifth year in North Texas?
Fourth year coming up right now.
And you took over the program, and it's great seeing a coach come in and just lay down the foundation and bring this thing up to where it's winning, and it's going to continue to win. What was the challenges as you came to North Texas trying to build that foundation, try to get that program going?
Yeah, I mean, lots of challenges, obviously. It's a daily process, and you can't get buried under the avalanche of negative things that are out there and all the things that you think you can't do. You just got to come in each day. And what I try to do was, when I left the office at the end of the day, I wanted to make sure the program was better than when I got there early in the morning. And it's just a daily process. And it's getting everyone, anybody that touches the program, get them to buy in and believe and support us and do it our way, the Mean Green way. And then in the end, when the season's all over, let's count them up and see if we got some wins and see if we got something we can really be proud of. But even in our first 2 years, when we only won 9 games, there was progress. The foundation was being built. We were more competitive. We had a heck of a 4-quarter game at Kansas State. We had some close losses in Sun Belt where we just weren't good enough or mature enough or confident enough to make those plays. But you just saw the program learning and improving. And from that adversity and those setbacks, we grew. And then it culminated last year with a really good season.
I mean, this is a big year. You graduate. You lost a lot of players to graduation, but now what players for fans to keep our eye on?
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the young men that I brought with me today are just classic examples of the young men that we want to keep recruiting in the program. Cyril Lemon, he's got 37 starts under his belt as an offensive lineman. He's a 3-4 student, high character, unbelievable young man. Derek Akune, my linebacker that I brought with me, 3-2 student, high character, 3-year starter. Started 3 games his freshman year as a true freshman, then he's going to be a 3-year starter by the end of his senior year. And these guys are what it's all about. They get it. They understand it. We're getting you ready for this journey called life, and along the way, let's have a lot of fun and try to win some games while you're here. And those guys have bought into that. And those are the kind of guys that got to be the leaders and the examples and the role models and the mentors for all those young guys. And when your players take over the locker room, of all the years I've been in this, and the coaches don't always have to lead, we're always going to lead. If you don't want to lead as a coach, get into some other profession. But when your players take over that locker room, then you know you got something going, and we're expecting our seniors to do that again this year.
The Western Division in Conference USA looks to be pretty much wide open. Even the Texas schools, U and Rice and the University of Texas, San Antonio, they all, doesn't say big games all the way around, you guys. How do your team stack up when you take on a Rice or take on San Antonio?
Well, it's going to be fun. I mean, you're talking about some exciting games. You know, there's been no real rivalries in the past because we just haven't played. You're seeing a lot more of that now, and it should make for a lot of fun. You look at San Antonio has more starters coming back than anybody in college football, and that's a team that won 7 games last year. David Baylor's tremendous coach, winner, done an amazing job at Rice. They're the defending champion, and I don't think there's any question the teams that finished below us last year at North Texas are going to be better, and probably much better than we want them to be, and that makes for a great race. We just want to be a team that year in and year out, no matter who graduates, who gets hurt, who may not be in your program anymore, you still have a team that can be competitive and have a chance to win. Then it makes it fun. It makes it fun for everybody.
Well, tell you what, football in the Metroplex is fun now that North Texas has got things going and got things winning, and we're going to keep your eye on you guys.
Thanks, Donnie. Great to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the
Appreciate
Night
it,
Sport
man.
Football Show.
Good to see you.
Thank you.